What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. And today we are bringing you guys our Arizona Wildcats preview and prediction for the 2024 season. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe, comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Check out the description for links to our shop, podcast, website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel that we do with the football expert. Help us reach that goal of 1,400 subscribers by the end of July. We are about 80 away from that, I believe. So let's get rolling on that. Let's hit that goal. But yeah, so Arizona is who we're on today, coming off a very good season last year as they went 10-3 overall, 7-2 in their last year in the Pac-12. Beat Northern Arizona week 1, 34-3. At Mississippi State in overtime, they lost 31-24. Came away with the win against UTEP at home, 31-10. Beat Stanford on the road, 21-20. Lost to Washington at home, 31-24. Lost to USC on the road in overtime, 43-41. And then they will win out for the rest of the season at Washington State, 44-6. Oregon State at home, 27-24. UCLA at home, 27-10. At Colorado, 34-31. Against Utah at home, 42-18. At Arizona State, 59-23. And then beat Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl, 38-24. So Arizona comes in. They are a very good team this year. They return a lot. Now they do lose their head coach, but they hire Brent Brennan as he comes in from San Jose State. It'll be his first season with the Wildcats. His career record in 7 years at San Jose State went 34-48, but had some pretty good runs and some pretty good teams with the Spartans. So I expect him to do very well with this team here. You look, they return 6 starters on offense, 5 on defense. The offense is going to be elite as they bring back starting quarterback Noah Fafita, and it was a potential that he could transfer to Washington with their last head coach. They also bring back the wide receiver who was potentially transferring to Washington, or at least rumors of, and Tatora McMillan. To get both of those guys back, that is huge. They also bring back 3 of 5 starters on the offensive line, and return a big part of their secondary. Um, do lose the entire defensive line, though. So that will be something to watch. But I think that Arizona is going to be a very good team this year. I think that they are going to feast on this Big 12 schedule. And so let's go ahead and jump into the schedule and see what I have them going this season. So they start out week 1, they get New Mexico at home. That'll be a night game, 10:30 on ESPN. And I have them winning this game. I just think obviously Arizona's a much better team than New Mexico. I think when you get a new head coach, new coordinator, stuff like that, it's nice to have some of these easier games to start out with at home, especially to really build in your offense, work in the new game plan, get everything rolling, just get a good start to the season going before you start facing some of your tougher opponents. Then in week 2, they played Northern Arizona. They beat them 34-3 last year at home. I expect the same thing from them again this year. Don't think there will be really any problems in this game for Arizona. Just another game to keep moving in the right direction, keep the team rolling. Week 3, you go on the road to Kansas State, and this is going to be a game that is a huge game. It's going to be one that is going to be a very competitive game. It's going to be the 8 o'clock game on Fox at night. So it's going to be one that the whole country's watching, or at least a lot of the country is going to be watching. But I don't think Arizona is able to get the job done in this game. I think Kansas State comes away with the win. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. But when you consider this is at Kansas State, that's really what did it for me. It's more of a coin flip game for me. I think it could go either way. But I do think Kansas State is the slightly better team. And then when you factor in that it is a road game for Arizona, I just don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. But it's definitely one that they could go in there and win. It wouldn't shock me at all if Arizona was the winner for this game. I just lean in favor of Kansas State on this one. Then you get a bye week, and you will go on the road to Utah for your 4th game of the season. This is a game I also have them losing. You get Rising back at quarterback if you're Utah. This is a home game for the Utes, one of the toughest places to go and win a game at in the entire country. in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I just think Utah is just a slightly bit better team. I think they're a little bit better coached, and have a little bit more talent than Arizona. But when you look at this offense for the Wildcats, they can score enough points to beat anybody. The question is that defense going to be able to get the stops? And I don't think the defense is going to be bad, but I do think that Utah has the better defense. I think the offense can perform better, and I think that Utah is going to come away with the win in this game, being the second straight loss for Arizona on the season. And then they get Texas Tech at home. This is a game I have them winning. I just think they're the better team against the Red Raiders. I don't think Texas Tech is going to be able to stop Arizona defensively. And I think Arizona is just going to put up a ton of points on this Texas Tech team, and I think that Arizona's defense is going to be good enough to stop them. Especially when you look, Texas Tech loses their quarterback Tyler Shue, transfers to Louisville, I believe it was. So you don't have him anymore, and Arizona is returning a lot of production offensively. I think that offense for Arizona is going to roll in this one and win the game. Then you go on the road to BYU. This is another game I think that they win. BYU just doesn't. They just don't have the talent to compete with Arizona. They may have the advantage at head coach. I'm not sure of that, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because Arizona just has too much talent for them on both sides of the football, and they're going to assert their dominance in this game and win pretty easily. Then they get Colorado at home. This is a game they won last year on the road 34-31, and it's a game I think they win again this year. I'm not very high on Colorado again this year. I think that they still have problems on at the lines of scrimmage, and they lose some of their production at wideout. Now, obviously, it's Arizona. Colorado. They bring in some transfers. They will replace that, but it's the offensive line and the defensive line that worry me for the Buffaloes. And I think that Arizona has the advantage at both of those spots on this field in this matchup. And so I think Arizona gets the win here. I think they come away with the win and they beat Colorado at home and give the Buffaloes a loss. Then they get West Virginia at home. This is a game that I would be a little concerned about had Arizona had to make the trip across the country, but it's West Virginia coming to Arizona. And so I don't think the Wildcats will have a problem, although I do think this will be a very competitive game, a very close game, but one that I think Arizona pulls away with in the end, just because to me it comes down to the quarterback matchup in this game. And I'm taking Fafita over Garrett Green by a slim margin for sure. I think they're both very talented, very good quarterbacks, but Fafita is the better quarterback, and I think that will be the difference in this game and give Arizona another win on the year. Then they got to go on the road to UCF. I'm a little worried about this one because, like I just said with the last one, you're going from Arizona all the way to Orlando, Florida, but it's one that I think Arizona can handle, and I think that they will come away with the win. I just don't. Again, I don't think UCF is as talented as Arizona, and I think at the end of the day, that is the difference. The talent wins the football games, and Arizona has the better, stronger, faster players than UCF does, and I think that'll be the difference in this game for the Wildcats. Is simply just when you look at the rosters, they have the better roster. Then you get another bye week, and then they will face Houston at home. This is a game I have as a win. I just don't think that Houston is very they got what it takes to come and knock off a team like Arizona, especially on the road. So give me the Wildcats in this one. I think they get a pretty solid win here. Then you look Saturday, November 23rd, they go on the road to TCU, second to last game of the season. I think they win this game. TCU's fallen off a lot since that national championship appearance run that they had when they got demolished by Georgia. And they really haven't been up to what they were since then. They lost a lot that season, and they continue to lose more. And I don't see TCU being able to compete with Arizona. Maybe you get Arizona looking ahead to the rivalry game, but Arizona State isn't very good either. So I doubt they would be looking ahead to them. It's just one of those games that it is a bit of a weird spot on the schedule right before rivalry weekend, the last game or second to last game of your season. But I don't really see that being an issue for the Wildcats. And I think at this point in the season, Brennan's going to be comfortable with his team. He's going to know his team very well. They're going to have their offense and their defensive systems firmly in place and rolling. And so I think another win for the Wildcats right here. Then for the final game of the regular season for Arizona, they get Arizona State. I have this as a win. Like I said, Arizona State isn't very good. They beat them 59-23 at Arizona State last year. I expect a similar score this year. Just don't think Arizona State has what it takes to compete with a team like Arizona. Um, I think Arizona rolls in this one. Not really any worry at all for this game. So that will wrap up the 2024 regular season for Arizona. I have them sitting at 10-2, a potential Big 12 conference championship appearance, which means in turn a potential that they end up in the college football playoff. I could see it. I think Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Kansas, West Virginia, those teams are in the mix with them for potentially getting in the Big 12 championship. But it's going to be a battle, with Kansas. Obviously, you got to stay healthy if you're Jalen Daniels, or else they're it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter there. You got to stay healthy if you're him, or Kansas is out of the equation. Brent Keith and Cam Rising have to stay healthy for Utah offensively to be able to make a run. Kansas State, they have a lot of good pieces, but a lot of pieces who are still sort of unknown. And Oklahoma State, who knows what's going to happen with the news on Ollie Gordon? So that could kick them out of the equation. But yeah, I think Arizona has a very good shot at it finishing in the Big 12 championship, potentially in the college football playoff this year. So it's exciting to watch. We're in a new age of college football. A lot of positives, a lot of negatives, but some of the positives is the stuff like Arizona can make it into the college football playoff and compete for a national championship. That's always a positive. But that will wrap today's video up. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment those thoughts and opinions. We'll be having these prediction videos coming out every single day from now until August 21st. So make sure you stay tuned, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of them. And we will see you guys next time.